What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Old Mountain Bricks. We're back here with a fun Lego City update here for you today. The holidays are behind us, 2026 is here, and we've got a lot of great things to work on here in the Lego City. And just want to go over some of the plans, clean up a few things, and maybe make some changes. So we have two main spots in the Lego City we're going to kind of turn our attention to in the next few updates here. One is going to be this nature area is what I've been calling. It's kind of part campground, part just greenery, and we need to get it ready for the next stage, which is going to involve doing some mills work. We maybe want to do like a river running through it as well. So it's going to use up a lot of parts just to kind of make it match the rest of the Lego City. You can see down here how it's raised up and the train tracks are embedded into the plate down there when we would do something similar with like a river, or how on the Lego beach this is at base plate height but then continues to rise up by bricks there as you kind of go up this way. So we might even do something like that in that area in order to add maybe just a little bit more elevation for a couple of those cabins sitting over there. But there's a fine line of doing too much landscaping where you can't actually put anything down. And it is kind of a small area since it is surrounded by this train track right here. So we have to make sure that that fits through as well. Our big section is going to be behind these modular buildings right here and the Avengers Tower and kind of into this corner. You can see it's a little bit barren over here. We've kind of got like our little Avengers complex back there as well, and all the construction vehicles and the Lego truck just sitting in the middle here. Most of this will get filled up by modular buildings, so I'm not too worried, but the back corner is going to need a bit of love, so that's another thing we're going to want to do. We're also thinking about expanding the Lego City tables already. So these are 3 tables kind of put together is what I've put here, so you can kind of see it with the legs down here. So this is like 1 table, 2 table, and then 3 table. So I'm thinking about building one more of these and kind of making it like a T shape, or even kind of turning it so it comes out kind of in this section here, and it would be able to still walk around a lot of it as well. So that's probably going to be something we're going to do this year as well. So that's going to be some of our main focuses here, as well as just improving our Lego room the best we can. If you haven't already, check out our end of year room tour when I went through all the details of our Lego room here, which turned out to be our best video of all time so far with over 100,000 views. That is awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who viewed that video. We've gained a lot of new subscribers in that time. So if you're new here, welcome. We have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of great non-sponsored content here. So these are always my own opinions, and I'll always be honest with you guys there. Or if you've been subscribed since the beginning, I appreciate everyone who views our videos. There's a lot of great content we got coming here for you. We recently cleaned up this area as well, and we kind of put some of the ships over there. We've got a little bit of storage over in that section, since you don't really see it anyway behind there. And we just built our new friend here, so we can finally put things on display here in the Lego room. So we've kind of got the ships up here. So again, you can see why we need a little bit more room already, even though it's just kind of getting started. So I think I'm going to just kind of put him right here for now. I think that just looks good from that angle. I might have to stand him up, actually. Might look a little better. Let's try that. There we go. All looking good next to his monochromatic friends down there. Just things like that add a lot of detail to our Lego room. We also just finished taking down our winter village. I'll link that video for where we added a new one this year. It was the gingerbread house we added in, plus this year's train you can see in there. A couple other base plates and all the figures and the shopping street. And we also had the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff out as well. We had to add a new box this year, so that brought us up to 3 total Winter Village boxes, plus a little bit of Halloween has kind of been going in that one now, because we did a little Halloween Village this year to kind of put on display just in the outside of the Lego room, but glad we were finally able to get that taken down. I'll put some clips here of it. You can see we kind of do like the bookcase thing and everything, and I always think it turns out pretty well, and I like having it on display like this. The bookcases are a little dark, but it's still fun to see all the different details and mixing in all the different characters from Marvel or The Nightmare Before Christmas or Santa's helpers or just the actual folks just living in a winter village, so that's always fun.
And it looks like a supervillain has attacked the Avengers complex we had going on over here. AKA when I was putting the Christmas boxes underneath the Lego City table right over in this corner, I might have... The destruction continues. Sorry. Let's keep knocking stuff over here. So yeah, we hit it with that, so it all fell apart. So it's something I want to do like a mock of anyway that's a little bit better than what I had before. So maybe it's for the best. It's going to influence me to go ahead and start doing something like that. But it is in shambles over here.
Also on today's to-do list is we need to find a place for the other Leviathan we just built, so check out that video we did earlier this week, and put the other one back. So let's do that real quick as well. So this is our superhero district where we previously had the other Leviathan just flying around just like this on top of the Ghostbusters HQ. So let's see if we can kind of put him back right there, kind of facing off against Thor. The big complaint I had with this set is it didn't have the same kind of bar that the other one has. It's just barely off the ground like this here. So I don't have a good spot for it to like just kind of fly around without looking like it's just kind of beached up, you know, like on top of another building or something. I could put it on top of the Avengers Tower where I have that. The old classic castle dragon up there, which has kind of just been a fun place to display him, but I think the Leviathan makes more sense there right now, so let's see if we can do that real quick without causing too much issue. So we'll move him, and I think we'll take Hulk off because I think that looks a little silly, but maybe the rest of them can stay on here. So if we slide him in like this, let's see what happens. It isn't my favorite location for it, but I think that'll have to do for now. I'll have to remember to place a bricks and pieces order to try and get some of those clear, transparent pieces there in order to kind of do something similar with them. But I don't mind him hanging out there for now. Adds a little bit of fun. But for the dragon, we need to find a place for him here. I don't want him just sitting down on the street. He is a legend in Lego here, so let's see about putting him... We'll just hide him right on the Daily Bugle for now. Still front and center, more or less, there in our Lego City. Which, again, I think is looking pretty good, but we definitely need to do some changes and improvements here. And I think what we're going to do is we need to do a little bit of maintenance in preparation for our next Lego City update. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take off all the vehicles. Let's take them over to the table. I'm going to dust them all off, then dust the main roads as well in order to kind of get all that clean. And I'll show you what I used to do that. So let's do that real quick. And look at that, the Lego City streets are clear. We've got a few folks still standing over here, but we'll just kind of move those out of the way when we get there. But all the vehicles that are on our roads have been removed. And here they all are, so it's more than you think when you kind of look at it there, but there were a ton of these in here. Plus, we moved over Galactus because he was in the way at the moment too, but we've got a ton of them over here. So now we need to decide if any are going to get the boot and clean them up a little. So there's no way to keep a Lego City entirely dust-free. I have a pretty good-sized air purifier in here to help, but you got to do this every once in a while. And it's been a while since I paid any attention to the vehicles themselves. So the first thing you do is you just kind of get your average little feather duster and just kind of do that on all of them, kind of just get the big pieces of dust off. So let me do that here. Dust really shows on like black Lego pieces for some reason, so you gotta always pay close attention to those. It means that there's still dust on all the other ones, but the black just shows a little bit more. And then once you do that, I always recommend this stuff right here. It's called Color Coral. They are not a sponsor or anything, but I've just found that it's super helpful, and I've talked about it in a few videos before, and it always gets the job done quite well. So let me take that out. So you just got this little sticky blue stuff here, and all you do is just kind of roll it across the Lego like this, and it picks up any dirt and debris without things looking too bad. And because it's like this gel, it's pretty form-fitting. Like on this Indiana Jones car, you can just kind of drape it all over here, and it gets into the nooks and crannies of sets that like a feather duster wouldn't do. So I always found that super helpful, especially on these kind of smaller sets like this. All right, everybody is looking nice and squeaky clean now. So here comes the hard part. Who gets the boot from the city? There's a couple sticking out to me at the moment, which I think need to go. And I think it's this young lad right here. This is part of like a gift with purchase that had like the space babies in it, and I just kind of put him in the city because it's like a little rover type thing. It's pretty neat, but I don't think he belongs in the Lego City anymore. And I think if I had to get rid of one more, I might get rid of this thing over here. It's like an electric sports car, but and it's really cool. I'm not going to like get rid of it. I'm just going to kind of take it out of the Lego City for the time being until we have a bit more room on our roads. But I have a hard time parting with any of the other ones at the moment though. So I think the rest of them get to stay. And before we put the vehicles back, it's probably a good idea that we clean up the streets a little bit. Get some of the police out there, get some of the color coral out there, and we will clean up those streets. The Lego City streets are clean once again. I also took a little bit of time to hit some of the buildings and other little things throughout the Lego City in order to kind of just clean it as you go, because that just keeps things from getting extra dirty. So now let's find a place for some of these vehicles to go. All right, and now the vehicles are back in the city. Some are similar, some have changed. The one that remained the same up front here is the burger truck, just because I love it so much, and we already had a couple stories going on here with the guy getting a burger and these two mechanics getting ready to get some as well. We brought up the Indiana Jones car with his dad up front there. We've got the tour bus finally rounded the corner, and the Ant-Man ugly brown van time machine right there. Going down, we kind of parked the tow truck. We put the Land Rover over there, and we put those two kind of back in that section, but moved the pink car right up front for a nice pop of color. We just built the Mystery Machine, so I didn't think it was time to rotate it out of there, so I like that one front and center. And we've got Tony Stark driving his car with the World's Fair map in there as well, is what that one is. Over here is similar but different. We brought the PDNY vehicle up front here from the Spider-Verse with like Officer Jefferson Davis right there, and kept that guy because he's from a Marvel set as well. So we ended up actually taking out 3 vehicles from the city. We put Galactus here and the bus over here with him kind of like running into it there, and Doctor Strange fighting with the Fantastic Four as well. We put the donut truck just right there for now, the bank truck, and the ice cream bandits kind of going around the corner there by the demo site. Over this way, we kept the taxi right over here because it goes with the Avengers Tower and that little action scene with Black Panther jumping toward Thanos. And we've kept this kind of similar as well. We put Toy Story right there. The Dark Knight Batman Tumbler is just such a huge vehicle, so it doesn't really belong in a Lego City at this point, but it looks pretty good over there. We've also put the little taxi right there, kind of getting in the way of Escherham. But overall, a very nice update here. It's always good to clean up the Lego City, especially near the first of the year here. And we've got a lot of big plans coming. Like I said, the next Lego City update, we're going to start turning our focus towards the nature area. So we're going to take everything off of there next as well and get ready to Mills plate that. So make sure you subscribe to Old Mountain Bricks so you don't miss that next Lego City update, as it's going to be a busy year. We've got a ton of sets under the table we need to do some reviews on. We're going to do some nice Lego shopping and traveling all over the US again this year to kind of bring you different types of content here. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on the way out as it really helps us out. Comment down below what you think of our Lego City here. And until next time, thanks for coming by Old Mountain Bricks today. Have a good one.